Life sometimes come at you fast. Tragedies make your life unravel. You feel like you wanna give up and stay knocked down. Even when your heart is shattered, you still got a life to live. You still got a life to live, so don't give up. We are beautiful miracles. We are beautiful miracles. We are beautiful miracles, so don't give up.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining me on my podcast, Beautiful Tragedy. If you like what you're hearing, would you please like, comment, share, and subscribe? In today's episode, I want to talk about how do you acknowledge the date of your child's death. It's a day that you cannot forget. Your body won't let you, even if you try. Whether you like it or not, the trauma from the days, weeks, and months leading up to it flash back in your mind. You never know how you're going to feel, but personally speaking, anxiety is very high for me leading up to that day. Sometimes the anticipation of it is worse than the actual day. Sometimes it's not. Normally, you would celebrate an anniversary, but your child's death is not a day to celebrate. I struggled to find the right word to call it because it is the reminder of the worst day of my life. I've heard some people call it an angelversary. Whatever you decide to call it, I wanted to share some tips that my therapist recommended and also share how some fellow bereaved parents have chosen to spend their day. My therapist, Glenn, recommended planning something for the actual day. He said that when you don't have any plans, you can easily go down the black hole and not come back. He has suggested thinking of something that our loved one would like to do and do it. In the past, we've gone to a park where we spent the day in the water because we knew Jackson would have loved that. Doing this actually did kind of take the sting of the day away a little. My friend Audrey, who lost her daughter many years ago, said that for the first several years, she just cried all day. She tried to work and would end up back at home because she just couldn't make it through the day. As the years went on, she said that it was a day that she and her husband would check in on each other to see how others in the family were making it through the day. Now she honors Sammy's memory with Facebook posts and pictures. When her daughter died, she had no family support and no professional support. Terry, whose daughter Taylor died 18 years ago, said that not one year has been the same as the other. For the first few years, they made memory bracelets or a CD with her favorite songs for her friends, family, and nurses. She said that it was very healing to be giving a piece of her to all of them. For years, they went to her favorite restaurant with family members. Other years, Terry would take a hike by herself or made a craft that Taylor would have loved. Terry also decided to give a book and stuffed animal from Kohl's Cares for kids to a random girl in a restaurant or in the store on her angel day, and they still do that to this day. Courtney, whose daughter Millie died, said that on the first anniversary, she allowed herself to start the day crying. She woke up and intentionally laid there and cried. She felt that by acknowledging the sorrow early on in the day, that it didn't hang so heavy over her head waiting to drown her. They went to the cemetery but found no comfort there, and they spent the rest of the day as a family just low-key. Dana, whose daughter Sydney died, said that she takes the day off, gets up early in the morning, and goes to visit her grave alone and talks to her and gets all of her crying out. She takes her kids out of school, and they do everything Sydney. They eat hot wings, cotton candy, strawberry jelly, and drink those nasty juices that you see at the gas station with the character's head on top. They go as a family to her grave and take a Bluetooth speaker and play all of her favorite songs and talk to her like she's standing there. At dusk, they release balloons with messages that they each wrote, and they end the night with her favorite movie, Frozen, and eat Star Crunch and popcorn with cheese powder all over it. She said, "It sounds kind of crazy, but it's become our routine." Emmy said that she has a few days of grief because April 8th was the date that her daughter took her life, but she wasn't taken off of life support until April 10th. She really struggles for those 3 days. She said it would be easy for her to stay in bed and cry, but she always tries to make plans with her friends and family to get herself out of the funk, and that it helps to have distractions. Eileen makes donations or collects items in her son Brett's memory. They always visit the cemetery. She tries not to get too emotional, because she has heart problems, and so she doesn't want to. She said that she lays in bed a lot and asks why. Jenny runs a nonprofit in her daughter's memory, so that helps her. She chooses to leave the week of her daughter's death day. She cannot fathom being in the house where she died because it's unbearable. She goes to decorate her headstone. They gather, send up lanterns and play music. They also paint rocks and place them at her headstones and in other places. Margaret said she really tries to redeem the day, so she tries to redeem it somehow. She gets a tattoo in his handwriting. On the second year, she went and got another tattoo of a flower that her son Addison drew. Her intention is to keep getting tattoos each anniversary. While she sits and experiences the pain of the needles, she thinks about him and the pain he must have been in to leave this world. Connie said that they have always been very emotional. Both years they went to the park where her son Nicholas's Eagle Scout project was, which was a gaga ball pit and 4 benches. They ate his favorite foods with friends and family. She has a candle with his photo on it, and she keeps it lit all day and also lights it on holidays and special family get-togethers to honor his presence. She works very hard to focus on the love that they shared and not the loss. Susie said, it just depends, but she usually just wants to be left alone. She doesn't go anywhere. She doesn't answer any calls. And now it really just kind of depends on how she feels, and she does what her daughter wants to do that day. Dawn said that her family always celebrates her son Sam, and they do something that he enjoyed, which always included eating. Mark said that he bawls his damn eyes out asking why God took him from his 4-year-old son and their family. Mark says that he will never be the same, ever. Alvin said that the date of his son Addison's death is different for him because he was the one to discover his body. He remembers him but chooses not to do anything outright. Instead, he lets his grief plan the day for him to further his healing. He said that he finds more comfort celebrating his birthday. Lolum said that she has actually been sick every year on the anniversary of her child's death. She said that she knows that's what triggers the anniversary for her, and every year she just lets herself feel, and there's no censoring and no apology. She just feels. Carol and her son Ben eat at Nacho Mama's, which is Glenn's favorite restaurant. They have a service at his graveside, and anyone can come that wants to come. They usually have 40 to 50 people, and then everyone comes back to their house for food and drink. My point in sharing this is to show that everyone grieves differently. People need to grieve in a way that gets them through the day, and whatever that looks like is perfectly fine. My hope is that however you have decided to acknowledge the day of your child's death, that it is what you need to make the day tolerable. Be easy on yourself. We are living a life that is incredibly painful. We can choose to try to find joy and happiness. We can also choose to cry in bed all day. So really, I wanted to share this in hopes that maybe you would hear something that if you have that day creeping up on you and you kind of don't really know what to do, maybe you heard something today that you could kind of incorporate into your own acknowledgement of that day. So my ending of every episode is we do the best we can until we know better. And then when we know better, we do better. So thank you.
We are beautiful miracles. We are beautiful miracles.